Vice Mayor, do you have any comments?
I don't.
You have no comments. None. Alderman Burnett?
Nothing.
None. Alderman White?
Well, I think I was asked a question about a sinkhole. I don't have any knowledge of a sinkhole on that property. It could be. If somebody has that information, that's good information. That's pertinent to buying any piece of property. If it has a sinkhole on it, it certainly makes it less desirable. And if there was another question, I don't know what it was. Was there another question of me?
There are multiple questions, but it appears that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen aren't prepared to answer them. They don't think they owe the citizens an answer.
Is that
I think that was the only question of me was regarding the sinkhole.
okay?
Can I ask if they hold off and take another crack at talking to the people and see if they want this before they vote again?
You've had your chance to speak, and
I'd like an answer.
they'll get back to you.
I will agree with that, Mayor. I don't think we have enough citizen input on a lot of things. But this one in particular, I mean, this is a lot of money. This is, if anybody doesn't think $5.5 million is a lot of money, has got a better job than me, and I'm getting paid nothing right now. But that's a lot of money, and I think we ought to get all the citizen input that we can. And I asked David for a workshop on this item, and he said the workshop really wasn't a good place for it, and I agree, because it's just between the board and the citizens don't get to talk. But apparently we're having a simulation of a town meeting for the town center where people can come and talk. Why can't we have the same thing for this land and get more people's opinion on what we ought to do?
Well, I can answer that for you. We did have a workshop, and we had numerous workshops where for that end of town, and the citizens were able to come, and we had the room set up over there with maps on it, and we had questionnaires for them, and everybody walked.
In 2019, we updated the McPhee Road.
2019.
Yeah.
The McPhee Road corridor plan for the future land use map. And the feedback we received overwhelmingly was the residents in that area did not want any more housing development. Of course, we're kind of restricted by what the Constitution allows us to do with regard to people's private property rights. And the point was made repeatedly over the last several years that the only way we can control property is to purchase it.
Well, excuse me. This may sound a little tacky, but I apologize. But are we going to buy every piece of land over there so nobody will build a house on it? I mean,
this one was offered to us. The property owner came to us after this deal fell through and asked us if we were interested. He has no timeline on, all he requires is an easement access. He has no timeline.
All I'm asking for is a meeting. That
You
will
are
be.
welcome to go talk to
Would you not interrupt me, please? I mean,
She's got the floor, okay?
I apologize. I believe you're the South Ward Alderman. You're the South Ward Alderman. Go talk to the residents out there. Go talk to them. They came and talked to us about what they're seeing. I'm hearing from the residents on McPhee Road that this is important to them. I'm not having a conversation with you, Mr. Lee.
I want to respond to Alderman White's question, if you please.
Lord.
Mr. Lee, you've had your chance to speak.
May I respond to Alderman White's question with
No,
me?
no. We're having discussion ourselves. Please go sit back down.
The school board pulled out of this for a reason.
They had to build a road. We don't
you
have
don't
to
have
build
the
a road.
floor now.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we're going to do it
he
for
just
everybody.
came
She's got
I'm
the
not done
floor. Let's let her finish, and then Mr. White, if you want to speak, then we'll go back to you again.
I'm worn out. I am worn out. I thought that this would be a no-brainer for this community to take this land, these heavily wooded area, and preserve it. What have we been hearing on Nextdoor for the last 3 years? Oh, you're taking away everybody's, you're chopping down trees, you're taking away everybody's environment. We have an opportunity to preserve this land in its current state for a very long time, and then decide with the community in a future time when all of this crap goes away, to talk about what we can do with that land. But we have a golden opportunity to control how that access easement is designed, that we won't have control if it, and regardless of whatever people saying, fear-mongering, when the school was making this deal, the school was going to have the far west property, Saddlebrook was going to have the inner property and 55 acres, and they were going to develop it as a neighborhood. That has been confirmed to me by a number of parties. That is the option. I'm hearing from the residents on McPhee Road that this has been, it's a struggle. McPhee Road is a struggle. I think that this is an opportunity to expand what we have going on with the trees, the trails out there that the residents will find very enjoyable. It's an opportunity. It doesn't affect me either way. But I'm not hearing this groundswell from the residents from McPhee telling us to not do this. And they're the ones that are impacted when whatever neighborhood Saddlebrook builds. I'm just so tired of this. Well, everything is drama. Everything's a controversy.
Okay, Alderman White,
I do talk to the people. I talk to more people. Here's the list of neighborhoods I talk to. I am so tired of this. Here's the list that I made up the other day to demonstrate how many people I talk to all over this community. Here's my neighborhood list. Ridgeland, Chapel Point, Chapel Grove, Hollyoaks, Weatherly Hills, Berkeley Park, Prestwick Place, McKinley Station, Fox Run, Saddle Ridge, Ivy Farm, Sedgefield, Concord Hills, Inverness, Kingsgate, Sheffield, Vista, Bridgemore, McPhee Manor, Andover, Shiloh Condos, Ferry Crossing, Derby Chase, Bel Air, Glen Abbey, Brass Lantern, Cottage at Price Farms, Fort West, Farm at Willow Creek, Brixworth, Brookmere, Sugarwood, Stonecrest, Farragut View, Woodland Trace, Sweetbriar, St. Giles Place, Wyndham Hall, Village Green, Baldwin Park, Waverly Court, Foxden Village, Cool Springs, Orchid Grove. That is a pretty comprehensive list of the entirety of Farragut. I have relationships with the HOA members, or I have contacts with people that are former HOA members that I can talk to in each one of these. And I have relationships, they understand, they can reach out to me and talk to me because I've helped people in these neighborhoods where they struggle. I talk to them. I'm so tired of this division that's been created in this town over silliness. We have a history. We have principles that this town was founded on, and I am doing my darndest to understand and remember them and stay true to them. Our community is special. It didn't happen overnight. It happened over a course from 1980 forward with the decisions they made when we were founded and staying true to those decisions and staying true to our founding, which honors good stormwater infrastructure, good roads, parks, sidewalks and trails, our history, arts and culture, sign ordinances. These are the things that were established early on, and taking care of our residents. I have advocated for so many things behind the scenes that you guys don't have any clue how hard I've worked to establish these relationships and advocate for my residents. I meet with them. I reach out to them when there's things that are impacting them. I send them proactive emails. Fox Den, it worked out well for them because I sat in front of them and said, these are the issues in front of us. What's going on? And having that relationship with them, we were able to redirect that neighborhood to go onto Kingston Pike as opposed to in their neighborhood. That's just an example. I have been targeted. My reputation is constantly assaulted by this group. You just get on social media. It's all about, it's the Vice Mayor Pavlin show. Tired of it. I don't do this for anything, but I love my community. This community is amazingly special. We're going to build out. It's going to happen. If we follow the plans that were put together a long time ago, we build out and we stay consistent with what this community envisioned when it was built in 1980. If we ignore the principles, our foundational principles, you end up with a lot of development we don't want. This is a decision I support, the South Ward aldermen. If the residents in the South Ward don't want this there, I'm fine with taking that money back in. If the residents on McPhee Road say, you know what, go ahead, you just let a neighborhood come in, I'm fine. I really am. So I'm laying this in you guys' lap. I'm fine with either way. I'm sick of this.
Are we sure?
I'm
Alderman
sorry,
White.
David, Alderman White. I apologize.
Okay,
I'm a little upset, not upset with you.
that's okay. All that's interesting, but the only thing I ask for the people I represent on the south side is to have a meeting. If 10 people come, 10 people come. If 100 people come, 100 people come. But at least the representatives from the south side will know what our people want over there. That's all I'm asking, is more citizen input, because I don't think we've had enough. And I want to know. I want to know what they think. If they think somebody's going to build houses there and they want them, great. I'm for what they want. If they want a park there on that piece of property, personally, I particularly don't like it, but it's not a piece of property I'd want to build anything on, but that's beside the point. I want to know what the Southside citizens think, and I would like to have some kind of meeting where we can advertise and say, here it is. This is what we want to do. Come and tell us what you think. That's what I was saying. I wasn't saying let's not do it. I mean,
Okay, is that all?
that's all I have,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, I mean,
Alderman Burnett, I'll come back to you. You asked to be recognized again.
yeah, thank you, Mayor. I mean, I can just tell you what I've experienced is unwavering support for a park. I've not heard a single person on the McPhee Road area, not a single person at a high school football game when you get asked 100 times about a park, but it's pure excitement that we're avoiding 200 homes in that area, and it's going to be preserved as a park. So I've not heard a single human being say they do not want it, and that's we know what the 2019 results are. I know my experience in the community, and it is nonstop full support of that being a park over a neighborhood or anything else. So yeah, I don't know what else to add, but I've not heard anyone, not a single soul, say they would rather it not be a park but be a neighborhood.
Okay. Personally, I've heard from 9 of the new houses of the 10 that are in that area that's been built and occupied. And they support what the 2019 group asked for. I was there as the vice mayor was and others when we had this particular outreach to the citizens there, and it was open to everyone, but it was primarily the South Ward people that lived on McPhee Road area that come out for that. This was not people from other subdivisions, mainly it was from the people in that area. But we did have some from other subdivisions that was looking at what we were going to do, and they told us whenever they did the surveys. So, I mean, to do that again, we've got, I mean, it's something that we could do to see if those 9 people disagree, or if there's been people move in and move out that would change their mind. But from what I've had phone call-wise, since we did this, I've not had anybody really call me and tell me that they were totally against it. I've been told that it's on social media that there are 1 or 2 people that are against it, but I think 1 or 2 people that's trying to drive a vision that has been in our town for quite some time is not what we would normally look at. We try to do what's best for all of Farragut, and regardless of what a small minority of people tend to want us to do, so for whatever reason. But I think some of the things that's been said is that we should be spending it on roads, and we're spending it on roads. There's no doubt we're spending money on roads. There's some stuff we can do about the roads and some stuff we can't. And most of what causes our traffic issues are things that we cannot control. And hopefully one day, whenever the state of Tennessee decides and the federal government decides to widen our freeway, then we will have a better situation than what we have now as far as traffic in our town. Until that happens, we're going to be faced with cut-through traffic. So I hope that that helps people understand that's watching on TV and it's here tonight, that we're not disagreeing about listening to what the people have to say, because we do that. We've done that on everything. As a matter of fact, we've got a big thing coming up that we hope all the residents attend about the town center. And and there's two really good opportunities coming up to do that. So I highly recommend everyone to get out and let your opinion be known. That's what we're having this thing for. And as far as the amount of time that it's took to get this done, the opportunity to buy the property, it had nothing to do with the cost of the road by Knox County. I think one of the things that a lot of people did not understand was there was a major train derailment at that location years ago. And I think that was one of the deciding factors that the school board looked at, as far as people are shaking their head. But I talked to Susan Horn about it, and she's our school board representative. And that was kind of what we were told. So I also had the meeting with the school board here. None of these people in the room were here except for myself and David. And we listened to what they had to say. And so regardless of what the fear is being put out there, it's not what you think it is. It's exactly what I said.
If I may, Mayor, one more comment, if you don't mind. The census or the meeting you guys are talking about you had back in 2019, well, I appreciate that, but we weren't planning on buying that property that we're planning on buying, $5.5 million. It's a totally different situation. And with all due respect to Drew, going to a football game, talking to 5 people that are for it is not an answer.
Well,
it's my opinion. We need public input and a meeting to hear it, and then we hear it, and then we know.
David, that's what I said we can do. We can have that.
Okay.
It's not.
That's great. If we can have it, that's what I'd like to have.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the time is approximately 7 o'clock. And without objection, August 24, 2023, Board and Mayor and Aldermen meeting is now adjourned.